All right, here we are with Exalted versus World of Darkness, City of the Bull God, Season 2, Episode 5. It is April 2022, and with us today we have
Brendan as the storyteller.
Peter as Rigel Star, the Celestial Censor, a Solid Twilight.
Devin as End of Sadness of the Infernal Exalted.
All right, gang. So I recall that we had a pretty emotionally charged session last week, and we're missing a few people this week. So who wants to give me a quick recap, and then we will get into some shenanigans.
We went back in time and saved Patty from her fate.
Got some cyborgs, and we'll learn that, Twilights are actually the real killers of the setting.
Yes.
Yep. All right, then.
We left off, everyone was going to break for the night, but I feel like Rigel and End of Sadness are going to be hanging out still.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, well, we'll wait for Rowan and Layla and Patty to leave. Then End of Sadness will turn to Rigel. So we're going to do this interrogation.
Well, might as well.
Do you want to do it in your house, or do you want to do it in my place? And in my place, I have a place called the Don't Close Your Eyes room. Might be better for it.
Oh boy. Sure, let's do it in your place. Might as well not burn both of our hideouts.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. So if we go and make our way to the Gamma Cave, the Don't Close Your Eyes room isn't like in the Gamma Cave. It's part of the underworld. It's like a big underground like bunker that London has that's like full of mannequins with like glow paint on them and reflective surfaces and like black lights and music and fog machines. And there's like a cage in the middle and stuff. It's real scary. And End of Sadness, like, yeah, half of this stuff was here when we got here, actually. So, you know.
Okay. Well then, for End of Sadness, I have a question. If half the stuff was there when you got there, what do you think it was used for before?
PCP raves.
Like, you know what?
This is a rave place. Look at this place. It's a rave place.
Okay, fair.
People do that shit all the time.
Probably some people overdose, and this place is now hella haunted, but...
Yeah, if it is haunted, they keep their ass to themselves when I'm around.
Oh, if it is haunted, they absolutely do keep their asses to themselves when you're around. They don't want to... They're already on
There's a
fragile
sign.
footing. Yeah.
There's a sign on the wall that says, if you're a ghost and haunting this place, don't fucking ever step to my crew or else. Sign End of Sadness.
At least up until this moment, the ghosts have been adhering to that sign.
Yeah.
Assuming that they exist at all.
Exactly.
Keep your raves on the other side.
Yeah, so like the idea is that this place is like, I don't know. I don't really know what the idea was, okay, Rigel? I figured that if we had captives, and like I didn't know I'd meet you and have access to resources and wealth, but if we had captives, we'd like keep them here in the Don't Close Your Eyes room with like the music and the lights going, and you can never tell if the mannequins are moving or if there are cultists watching you standing still and shifting around when you're not looking. It's not a finished idea, obviously.
So speaking of cultists, I have two questions. Well, one that might lead into two. First is, have your cultists already gotten on the Ark and screwed and gone off to wherever?
No, that's going to take time, and I have to do that shit. And it's only been like 30 minutes since I said, I'll be right back. We have to do a side mission.
No, that's totally fair. So my second question then is, are you getting part of your cult to help with this and move around while the music's going on?
No, they don't need to be here for the interrogation. That's fine. You guys can hit the bricks, continue with cleanup because there's a bunch of dead bodies everywhere still. You know, we're still cleaning from the attack. They're like, what are you doing here, God? And I'm like, I'm here to interrogate the people that attacked and, I don't know, probably kill them. You know, see how that goes. We're going to feel it out.
Most of them, any of them that ask that and you give you give that answer to, they give a nod to you of approval. Like,
Right.
yeah, thanks.
Right? Fuck these guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, stay away from the don't close your eyes cave and or the don't close your eyes room. We're just going to be working in there for the next little bit. Clean up, get people organized. Send out newsletters. I send whispers. I'm like, whispers, take care of this. This is your job.
Sure thing.
Say my champion, whispers.
Sure thing, my champion.
Excellent. All right, Rigel. What are we up to? Who's on first?
Thank you for subtly reminding me of that. I was about to say master.
There it is. No problem.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to deal with the werewolf again? Because we dealt with them so recently. Or do you want to deal with the vampire?
No, let's do your thing first. Let's bring out the vampire. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Do you get power from killing and eating these people? Just asking. I never asked that before.
No.
I do have like a little dog ear in the novel at this point. Then let's just put a placeholder on that, and we'll come back to it before you're like, hey, and now I'm going to summary execute this guy. Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
On that note.
On that note, I assume that Rigel is taking out the vampire then?
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll have prepped just in case. Like I know Rigel has unlimited power, but there'll be stuff that makes sense set up in here. Because we have time and we both have crafting charms.
50 crossbows, level of the sky.
It's gonna be like there's gonna be like a bucket full of motor oil above them with like a flamethrower on its tap.
Just really ready to go there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, so you take Xavier Simpson, the leader of the local Tremere, out of his stasis that you've put him in?
Yeah. Not a lot of time has passed for this asshole.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Yeah, taking out those stasis, put them back to normal size, I guess.
Well, like Tiny Him, you'll rue the day you tried to thwart me, Rigel Star.
Well, we're gonna put another big magnifying glass and interrogate him that way.
Right? Watch out, I am descendant of Cain.
Very nice, Xavier, very nice.
It's honestly, it's up to you. End of Sadness did just give you the idea that he might be trying to eat this guy, so keeping him at bite size might be for the better.
No, we need him full size for what we're gonna do to him.
Oh, okay.
End of Sadness does not elaborate.
I mean, Edosan is quite, capable of eating a full person, I bet.
Yeah, if you put your mind to it, anything's possible.
A craftsman needs no tools, turn in the grinder and just, suck it out through a straw.
There it is.
So, I'm going to assume that he gets put into the cage that's in the middle of the don't close your eyes room.
Yeah, and with that context, it's clearly a go-go cage. There's a lot of glitter on the floor and on the lower part of the bars.
Of course it is. Let me know when that you guys have released him from stasis so I can give his reaction to this.
All right, you good, Rigel?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, let's make it happen.
Okay. And poof.
So you release him from stasis. He returns to his normal size. And he looks like that he was in the middle of casting some kind of like blood spell, but because that he got interrupted, he just kind of like yells out like a spell thing that he would have like normally like shouted, and like it looks like the least impressive thing that you've ever seen is this vampire just kind of like die, and his hands outstretched as if he's like trying to shoot like fire from his hands or something, like a really impressive wizard, but like nothing's happening, and he is suddenly just very confused as to where he is.
It's the visual equivalent of watching the end of E.T. with no music.
You know, I don't think that I've ever done that, and I think that I'm going to do that as soon as we're done with this.
There are videos on YouTube because they're trying to prove a point. But like they cut it out for just like sound effects of like leaves rustling and people standing around walking. Like at the end where he gets on the ship and says bye, it doesn't look awesome without the score.
Okay.
It looks super awkward.
Like a Harry Potter wizard, saying Abracadabra and nothing coming out.
Oh God, we're in Britain. They would say Harry Potter shit. Damn it, Rigel.
Oh,
you're right.
yeah, you're right.
We were saying this in front of him because we have no respect for anyone.
So that's how people see, wizard people.
What is going on here? Where am I?
Oh, the jig's up, Voldemort. We found all your Horcruxes.
Okay, now listen. I might be an immortal blood wizard, but even I find that offensive. Don't compare me to that.
Yeah, you might find it offensive, but that's only as long as you're going to be existing, which isn't going to be long, so it's not like it's that big of a deal.
Am I in some kind of Nosferatu tomb?
Are you using your made-up language, or are you referencing the movie?
Let's go with yes.
Ugh. You have your own words for it. Disgusting. Well, Rigel, this is kind of your bag. You said you were looking for Rigel's star. Well, wish granted, asshole. Here's Rigel's star. And I'm playing the videos in the background, like showing how badly this went for them from the perspective of Rigel mowing them down like they were nothing. Wish granted.
He watches this and like seeing his own, like his people and his own kind of like weird demise in front of him. He just kind of looks out into the rest of the room. How well lit is this room, I guess, is the best way to ask.
Black
like,
light,
can he see?
lights. Black light and strobe lights, and like there's a low hum of bass music, like not music, EDM.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that you had already turned. I wasn't sure that it was just like some lights on right now, or if it had already begun.
Oh, it's on 24/7. Even if we don't have people trapped in there, it's to unsettle everyone.
Okay.
Like there's screens in the background doing music videos, sandstorms playing sometimes. Like it's not loud to interrupt our talk, but like this place is popping.
Just enough that someone every now and again might start humming the beginnings of Sandstorm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just so that nobody wants to use Auspex in here.
Yeah, don't use Auspex.
I feel like that he already has that. I feel like that he had that idea and then went, nope, that's a bad one. That'll cause damage.
Emotional damage.
All right, then. I see that my master plan of assaulting the stars' friends' headquarters was not such a great idea.
Oh, what gave you that idea?
Well, the current predicament that I'm in.
I mean, it worked out great for us. Cuts to the video of Anne whatever, Count of whatever, being like, yes, I'll give you all of the Tremere and the Nosferatu's land and 2 votes on the board that you'll relegate down to the Anarchs, and we'll give you all of his followers and all of his kin, and you can use them for whatever you want because we're giving up at this point. Just however she put it.
As soon as that he finishes watching that part, he just kind of like yells at the screen, "You bitch!"
Hey, language.
Would you like me to use a different one then?
Yeah, probably. Preferably non-gendered. Don't be weird about it. This isn't like an Arkham game with Catwoman in it.
I get the reference. I'm not sure that he does. He just kind of stares at you like, I don't understand these words, and
Damn
then like,
humans.
Don't worry about it. It's not going to matter in a couple minutes.
Suppose we can retrieve the Terminator, otherwise that will be making a better point.
Yeah, too bad. Always next time.
So, what did you want from us? Because you got our attention.
What did I want? I wanted to bring the scion of the Star family low. Of course, that's what I wanted.
And you thought you were big enough to step to this crew?
Well, I figured that the amount of people that I had at my beck and call would be enough to take on you, but apparently I was mistaken.
Clearly an academic, Rigel. He thinks that pebbles start the avalanche.
Well, with enough pebbles, you can start something.
No, you need dynamite. The idea that you use loud noises or a bunch of pebbles to start an avalanche is a myth perpetuated by people who never do avalanching for a living.
At pebbles for an avalanche, a tiny snowball for a
Avalanche? Yeah, I
avalanche
know
as
what the
well. Yes.
Yeah, I know what the metaphor is. I was there.
Supposed to snowball something.
So what? You're going to torture me, figure out all my secrets, and then what? Stake me out for the sun?
No, the vampire quote unquote queen just gave us your house, so we're gonna loot it and rummage through it and like I don't know, we're gonna turn it into like a we'll figure out what you hate the most and we'll turn it into that, I guess. You know, just really by the numbers revenge. What we do to you is, I don't know, that's going to be funny. We'll get to that later, but like,
Oh, well.
we have answers, we have questions, answers, that kind of deal. You know.
Well, if you really want to know what that I would absolutely hate my Chantry to be turned into, it would absolutely be an occult research facility with a full library available for any Tremere who wants to come by and research.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a Baskin Robbins.
How about we just turn this chantry into regular chantry?
What's a regular chantry?
You know, for mage people.
Oh, like an actual wizard library, not like a fake one for fake vampire wizards.
Something like that.
Okay.
I guess we could turn it into the gym for the mage.
We're not fake vampire wizards, you heathens. We're actual.
You're actual what? You practice what?
We
vampires can
control blood magic.
Yeah, vampires can control animals and turn into bats. That's not magic. That's just a cool trick they can do. That's not hard. That's not magic.
We'll tell you what, give me a vial of your blood and I'll show you some real magic.
You had all the time in the world and 3 different factions prepped to come on down here, and your real magic did pretty much nothing. The only thing that caught us off guard was using C4 and rats. What did your magic actually do again? What did it bring to the table here? Because I feel like the Nosferatu and the werewolf were doing the heavy lifting. Oh, and they were using real magic, being strong and turning into a monster. Ooh, sorcery! We cannot let Count Orlok know the true secrets of the blood ruby. Do you have a Strahd von Zarevich blood ruby around your deck? Did you not bring it to this fight?
I could boil your blood from the inside your own body.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Yes, because your friend here stopped me.
I guess, but not a single person died of blood magic that 2 hours ago. It's been a little bit for us because right after we fucked you over worse than anyone's ever been fucked over in the history of London, and that includes the Blitz, we then went back in time and did some time traveling. So there's a bit of distance between the events compared to what you just had. Because, you know, we can actually use magic, like time travel.
Wait, hold up. First off, I'm going to take a moment to wrap my head around this time travel thing. But secondly, are you also including the plague in that list?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's going to be pretty rough for you and yours, comparatively speaking. People who got sick from the plague, they didn't do anything to deserve it. So, like, you gotta kind of weigh that in when you're weighing it.
Okay. Just wanted to check in and make sure that you had your history right.
Oh, it's London. You have like at least 100 years of history, so I made sure to do some reading.
I feel incredibly insulted that I'm in a cage because of you.
Yeah, most people say that.
I just figured that hitting the stars.
What what? What would you want out of hitting Rigel? He's a guy that works in a museum.
Him and his family have been enemies of ours for decades.
Oh, this is a jealousy thing because Rigel is like Martian royalty and you're not even a real wizard, right? That makes sense.
I'll have you know that that House Tremere was once one of the most prolific houses of the Order Hermetica.
I've never seen the word Tremere on a lunch pail, but I have seen Dracula and Nosferatu on a lunch pail. I've also seen Merlin on a lunch pail. If Tremere's so good, where's your Tremere lunch pail? Like, you keep talking about how awesome and cool and how you could have wrecked us went, but you stacked the deck in your favor and came up holding the rules card from an Uno set. Like, I don't mean to alarm you, but I didn't learn to read till I was like 7. Still came out on top on that one.
What have you done to acquire such power?
I never regretted anything I did in my life, even at the end.
I
That's a lie, by the way. If you were good at this, you would tell that I'm lying and like empathy. What I actually did was nothing at all. It just happened.
I knew I should have assaulted his manor instead of coming after this.
Where he keeps the time machine and the Martian doomsday device? Is
He
that?
wouldn't have expected it. What? Wait, doomsday device?
This guy's like a Martian royal wizard from Mars. Like, you know that they have. Have you heard of Doom? Have you seen what's
Yes.
in there on Mars, on Phobos, on Deimos, in their research institutions? Like, I just don't understand your thought process here. Why? Like, I get it. You think that you're a real wizard, and you think that you're Rigel's nemesis and rival.
I am
Sure.
his nemesis and rival.
Yeah, that would actually be the Terminators we encounter when we time travel. That would be his rival because they actually put up a fight. So, Skynet aside, you think you're his rival, but like, why? What was the like? What could you have possibly gotten out of this? What would have been the like? Let's say you wiped out the entire cult and the whole Antichrist living in London, fundamentally changing the nature of the souls of their cultists was like fake and like couldn't put up a fight. And Rigel wasn't immediately on tap to solve the entire problem in 4 seconds. Like, let's say you won. What would have been the end? What's your Avengers end game here?
Why am I avenging anything?
Yeah, I would like to know that. Tell us why.
But listen, why should I start monologuing at you? I'm in a fucking cage.
It's barely a cage. It's more of an entertainment device. Slash exercise machine.
He's gonna try to slip out of the cage?
Yeah, if you do that, bad things are going to happen to you. You see, we as wizards have constructed a magical spell called Rigel and I agreed not to rip you apart as long as you stay within your good boy circle. That's the perimeter of your cage. Now, here are the screens again showing what happened to everyone who's ever come against us and how they died and how most of it was Rigel. So, would you like to rethink the choices you're about to make? Or would you like to continue existing And I don't know, maybe find a way to exist longer than the next few hours. Like maybe you have something you can offer or a sob story. I don't know. Just try to put my head through it because now I have to do a bunch of work because you attacked my base.
So you're saying that if I spill my proverbial guts to you, that there's a chance that I'll get out of this alive to plot and plan another day?
It's been a while since you've been alive, right? So like you've never been like buried alive, or you've never been in like a ship that's capsized and the water's rushing in. You have to figure out what you're gonna do. You've never been like in a burning car or anything. Like, yeah, sure, it's coming. The death is coming for you, but like you don't really remember that you kind of have to struggle and kick and flail to kind of get that last kind of minute of freedom going. You're just gonna go, no, I'm gonna let myself be burned to death in this car. I'm a genius.
No one would ever do something so stupid as burn to death in a car and not try to kick their way out.
I mean, you're doing it right now by talking back. So how smart are you?
That's
what I thought. So maybe you want to start answering our questions rather than just talking in circles.
Then start asking me questions.
What was your objective here?
I've already told you what my objective was: to take vengeance upon Rigel Star for taking away multiple years of historical artifact and researches right from underneath my nose.
I'm just gonna look at Rigel, be like, is this what's happening? Is this an archaeology thing?
I mean, yeah, we all struggle against one another to get the first dibs, I guess. How do you call it?
That's it. That's it.
That's probably one of the things.
He had made a fool of me and my operations multiple times by knowing exactly when and where the digs were going to occur before that I could even get a single whiff of the ancient history.
No, divination. It does a lot of people.
Okay, he was better at it than you are, sure.
I have lost multiple ghouls to his machinations and his way with, well, money.
And Assassins will look at the screens with the 300 plus ghouls, vampires, and mortals being like disintegrated. Look back. Couple of ghouls, eh?
Not just them. I'm talking about through the ages.
Rigel's like 40.
Yes, well, he's very good at his job.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Looks like I'm the first of my family.
Also before that I had been kind of had a little like tiff with his dad and his mom.
The kind, nice Martian people who like seem kind of spirit childy.
Yes, well,
with them.
Yes, well, his father was very bullheaded in his youth.
Well, and so like, you met them on the good side.
So, like, what? Your dad's like a minotaur?
No, like strong-willed. He would not submit. He was a genius mage and he was a genius wizard and hedge mage in his youth before whatever happened to him, and I was trying to bring him over to the great side of blood magic, and he would not submit to being my children.
Okay, so it sounds like all of your complaints about Rigel and his family are you assumed you were cooler or better than them, and they never noticed you.
I was cooler and better than them.
There's glitter on your cape.
All right, I'll admit, this has me embarrassed.
Rigel, do you got anything? Is there a deep, twisting secret that you never got out of your nemesis that would define the entire relationship and give you closure or something that I'm missing here? Like, did he kill your brother or something?
I think it's been more of a long-term rivalry kind of deal.
So he's just the guy at the bowling alley who you always try to make sure that you never get like a split on, or you always get like a perfect game on when you're at the alley. That's it.
It's more like, all of those people like those two guys invented electricity at the same time and competed with one another for a while.
I guess. Yeah. All right.
You have someone that's in your field that you're joking with all the time, and sometimes one of you wins, sometimes the other one wins, and you hate each other for life.
And is that the relationship you had with this guy? Like he would win sometimes, and you have like a cordial, friendly rivalry where you were like, "Ah ha ha! Next time I shall get you, star." Like, is that what you had?
I don't think we talked really much, so I don't think it was a very cordial, because it's serious business here.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy's just like some stalker that like stalks your mom and dad and stalks you.
Uh,
Okay. All right.
Most of your interactions with him, air quotes, have been through like neonate vampires or like ghouls of his who have like shown up like on digs and or like archaeology things and have just been like, aha, I'm going to get this, and you've been like, what if I paid you to not? And usually with the mortals that's worked.
Right. Like I have principles, but if I went to like a dig or a dig to like steal artifacts, and the guy that I'm stealing from is like, here's, I don't know, $800,000 American, I'd be like, okay, bye, I'm done.
how would I get the first pigs, and then you get the second pigs, and tell your master that this is the best you've got.
And I keep the money, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, all right, done, deal. I'm gonna spend that willpower point to override the blood bond.
True love,
that'd be-
what's that? We're living in Capitans, baby.
I imagine we're joking a bit about this while we're just talking amongst ourselves, looking at this asshole.
Yeah, I guess we're reminiscing a couple times about the various encounters.
All right. Well, all right. I guess if we're done that phase, we move to phase 2 of this conversation. Now that we've basted him, it's time to start carving. So, buddy boyo, here's what we're looking for. Do you have like enemies or people you hate that we would presumably also hate by dint of us being unstoppable killing machines that in your spiteful last moments you could point us towards? Actually, I'm going to throw some words at you, and you're going to tell me their definition. Chilled E.
Chill day?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, well, it's spelled like child, but with an E at the end. It's what that we it's what we kindred call those who we give our blood to after we've drained them dry.
All right, kindred.
Vampires.
Ah, okay. All right, I gotcha. Synonyms: kindred.
Canaanites, vampires,
Definition: Canaanites.
well, I mean, it's only a fairy tale, I suppose, but some people do believe that we're descended from Cain of Cain and Abel fame.
The first boy boss, right?
Is that what you're calling it nowadays?
That's what they call it, period.
I was always under the impression he was just a heartless murderer, the first one.
No way. He had a boss that was telling him what to do all day and was always boosting up the golden child in the family, so one day he snapped. That's a boy boss.
Well, he did have, quite the granddad.
Right?
I suppose you're right there.
And Shaz just kind of starts like, right? I mean, people like Cain. No one likes Abel because Abel doesn't have anything going on with him. Like, he didn't have a bit in the story that was really that memorable that people remember.
More of a bit than Seth.
Who's Seth?
The third child.
Seriously? Oof, middle child syndrome. All right. What the fuck is a creature of the worm?
I don't know what that even means. I guess it is like some kind of worm food. I don't know. Are you going on a fishing trip?
Yeah, I don't know. A werewolf said it to me, so I'm just seeing if there's like if you guys share your silly words. Um. Okay, what makes blood magic real magic? Okay, what do you think makes blood magic? And then there's big air quotes, even on the hands on the screens behind. Blood magic as real magic compared to real magic. Like, how is it real magic?
I'm a little confused as to what.
Okay, so a vampire can turn into a bat. That's not air quotes again. Blood magic. That's just a thing. So what's blood magic? Like, what's the difference?
Well,
Like, some can see the future, some can talk in tongues, some can turn to animals, some can control animals, some can be stronger than a man, some can like I don't know fly or whatever. So like you know,
well, blood magic allows you to control the blood, the most potent magical substance known to man and kindred alike.
have you heard of yellow cake uranium?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure that that's there when we're having this conversation on the table.
Why?
Because I know what yellow cake uranium can do, and it did a lot more than blood magic did. Like you were calling it the most powerful substance known to man, the blood. And it's like, okay, but like, do you mean like in medieval times before people had rocket launchers? Or do you mean like in caveman times before people had swords?
Like, I suppose with that idea in mind, that medieval times up through the Renaissance, it was the most powerful source of magic out there.
I'm going to look over at Rigel to be like, can you confirm this or not with a head shake?
50-50.
Okay. Gee willikers. We already killed all the Setites, like the snake vampires, so you can't point us towards them. We already killed all the sewer vampires and all the wizard vampires, so that's taken care of.
You took out all of the Nosferatu?
Is that what they call themselves?
Shit.
Yeah, we actually technically own their grounds now. I technically I'm in charge of their feeding. I'm technically a primogen. I get to vote on your little reindeer games now.
A primogen?
Yeah, of the sewers. I have feeding rights. I can say who gets to feed here now. Oh, and vampire wizard area, but I gave that to the anarchists because it was funny.
You gave the Chantry to the anarchs?
Yeah, because this reaction was funny.
He grabs the bars and starts banging his head against them.
No.
It's going to be an awesome skate park.
Oh shit, dog! A skate park. Rigel, yeah, I used to love to do sick fucking grinds when I was a Ute. Yeah, we'll hawk it up in there. We'll put some half pipes, some fucking rails, some punji pits, the whole deal.
You are going to destroy the halls of knowledge that I worked
Well, after we
decades for.
Well, after Rigel like checks any books that are valuable and are like, actually useful for the occult, I have an idea that we're going to strip the binding off all the books in there and use them for wallpaper for the bathrooms and the quote unquote bedrooms, the sex rooms. So it'll look all cool and Aleister Crowley like. And when people ask us where we got the wallpaper, I'm going to say that we got it off Etsy from an Aleister Crowley fan.
Oh.
First off, don't talk to me about Crowley.
Okay, fine. We'll say we got it from an Anne Rand estate sale.
All right, now that's just rude.
All right, fine. We'll say that it came from Kevin Federline's private library.
I'll be honest, I don't know who that is, so I can't be insulted.
Was there ever a queen in London that did all the work and she had a king that was basically useless but was really full of himself and acted like he was like the most important person in the world?
Isn't that like all of them?
Yeah, okay. Well, that's who he is, but he also isn't king.
Oh, well, that's... Yeah, that's also pretty insulting.
Yeah, it's if you were a little more well-read, this would have been devastating.
Oh, okay.
Worse than Ayn Rand, like by a lot. I said that once to a guy I was deployed with, and he like broke my jaw over it. It was real rough.
I wish that it had stuck.
Yeah, win some, lose some. I don't know. Give us enemies. Give us people that you want us to like go and kill and murder because they're evil like you, but you hate them, and you know that our moral compass will drive us towards hunting them like a dog, and then their pain that you feel can be inflicted on them in your final vengeful moments.
Is this like a bit that you're doing, or should I like actually start giving you a list of enemies?
Oh, we'll hand this dude a tablet. Stylus, because we know his fingers won't work because he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I appreciate this. You all may be monsters and looking to murder me, but at least you're not rude.
Okay, Rigel. Do you want like alone time with this guy at all, or like do you want to like
No,
do you
I
want
think I'm
to
fine.
like have you reached the natural conclusion of this relationship?
Yeah, I do believe so.
I kind of feel like I did a lot of the heavy lifting here. Sorry about that. I guess I should let you have a little more time just to kind of like get in there with him, right?
No, it's all good.
All right. It's real annoying. He killed a bunch of my people. That's a huge pain in the ass. I meant to ask, by the way, Rigel. After I get my people on the Ark, I'm gonna need a little bit of help figuring out the whole hell thing, like going into hell and getting their souls back. Do you know any wizards that know about that stuff?
That would be spirit magic. Which of the mage parts are spirit? Isn't the Catholic mages or?
It is the dream speakers, the shaman mages.
Oh, thank God. Anyone who calls
Um,
himself a shaman, I'm going to get along with probably. Anyone who's like a Catholic wizard, oof. If they're a Catholic, oh no. If they're a Catholic wizard, you can forget about it. If they're a Catholic wizard Templar, I made a lot of enemies like in London.
I will let you know, Rigel, since that you have contacts with the local mage Chantry. Two of the people that you've met actually do have spirit magic for crossing the veil and the gauntlet, which are the Verbena girl and the Akashic Brotherhood guy.
Okay. All right, we might have to talk with them because I did sort of promise myself I wouldn't let them be suffering in eternity when they were like 6 hours away from freedom.
Huh. See, you could always pull the time heist again, just a couple times over.
Yeah, but if we pull a time heist every time I make a mistake, I'm never going to learn anything from it, right? Like I can't just keep time heisting everyone I've ever gotten killed back to life. You know?
Yeah,
Speaking
fair,
of a
fair.
time heist, what if you went back in time and told me not to do this, and then we wouldn't be in this predicament anymore?
You should listen.
I mean, yeah. One, would you have listened to us? Like, if let's set the scene here. Wizard vampire. Let's set the scene.
Xavier.
Wizard vampire. We take you in like wizard vampire handcuffs, right? Like you're you're like a Hannibal Lecter getup, right? Like we even put you on the rack with the dolly. And we open a portal and we go back in time, like right now. We have the time machine, it's still ready to go. We could like warm it up in like a minute. And we go back in time to you like an hour before you made the phone calls to start this fucking assault. And we're like, hey, it's us from the future. You should listen to what this wizard vampire says about your future. I know he looks very similar. I know he looks familiar, so maybe you'll trust him. And like you on a Hannibal Lecter doll, he's like, don't do it. Yeah. Destro will get murdered and we'll lose Snake Eyes. Ah, Cobra. would past you listen to that and like not, fuck us over? Like, would they ever back down, or would they just like back down this once and then try again?
Do you want me to be honest or just kind of bullshit here?
I mean, like, it's your life, man. Play with it how you take it into your hands how you will.
I'll be honest, I would think that it was a really poor joke on the part of one of my underlings, and then probably would have cast a very potent fire their way.
There'd be a scene swipe, and you'd be in this cell with another version of you from a few hours before this whole thing went down. Is what you're saying?
Oh yes, most likely. I'm
our time
notoriously
travel.
Do not listen to good advice.
Yeah,
as you can tell.
Yeah, our time travel is paradox correcting, so that'd be funny. What if we went back in time with two of you? Like, we were like, two of us, like, don't do it. I didn't listen, and look at where I am now.
Probably try to cast like 2 fireballs in that case.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So,
yes.
I don't know, Rigel. What if we want? Okay, Rigel. What if we exercised our mercy organs? What if we went back in time to when this asshole became a vampire? Before that happened, and like took him from there and brought him to the future as a mortal, and like just sent him to community college.
That would be incredibly problematic. For the timeline, I mean. There's so many vampires that I've created.
Yeah, but they're
would completely undo the pyramid.
Yeah, no, this is Bill and Ted rules. Time keeps ticking forward even if you go back and fuck with it.
So like
you already exist and you already made the vampires, so they're already there.
What if he came back in time after he became a vampire? Tell him not to, and then he'd swear vengeance against the Star family. And oh wait, we're back here.
Yeah.
What if you just let me go and I promise to leave London and never to return, and to also stay out of the Star family's way?
Like, you killed some of my cultists, and like,
I mean, I'm sure you can get more.
Oh, no, most definitely. My numbers swell with every passing day as the clarion call of the faithful drown out the sound of God himself. But that's beside the point. I promised, but you ever hear of this guy called Yahweh, God? You ever hear of this guy? So
yes, I've heard of him before. Of course, I've heard.
So there are these people in a desert, right? And they're like, hey, living in a desert's kind of a fucking nightmare. We have to make up all these special rules to deal with it. And then they're like, hey, our own God, can you back us up? And he's like, I'll absolutely back you up, but only because you specific people are my people. Don't you ever fucking betray me, because this is a transactional relationship from the old world. It's kind of like that, buddy. This is a transactional relationship with my worshippers. They give me their love and faithfulness and direction, and I in turn have to uphold certain things, which means if, I don't know, some fucking vampire kills a bunch of my worshippers, and 6 is a bunch, by the way, 1 is too many. Well, there's a bunch of shit I gotta do, including making a point to everyone else in London why you shouldn't do that. This is why your little dust-up resulted in me getting 2 more votes on the Vampire Council. Remember the snake vampires? They were just selling heroin and stealing my symbol. We killed all of them. In front of you, actually. You were there for Elysium when we did that.
Yes, well...
That was 4 days ago from your perspective. For us, it's been like a year and a couple months. That wasn't our first time travel adventure.
If we had Layla, we could sanctify him, offering them to return. But
yeah, no, that even if Layla could do that, Rigel, that I can't. Like, I backed myself into a corner with this one. Like, I can't just be like, oopsie doozle.
I guess he can't wish for not having to kill your followers. That wouldn't work.
Wish for not having, like, I wish I never killed your worshippers. I don't think the magic works like that. The magic is very fucking weird with how it grants wishes. It's personal scale. So like, maybe it would remove him being hunted by the cult, but like, I wouldn't stand for that. Like, the magic's not gonna fuck with me. It comes from me. Damn, dog, you would have gotten free wishes for the rest of eternity if you had just fucking not done this. I was giving all the vampires wishes for days.
There wasn't an option not to do this.
You could just not.
You wish to be at peace with yourself.
No, it's better if it's better if they struggle. We'll have to take that as a sidebar, though. Okay.
There was no reality in which that I did not do this.
Why?
It had to be done. The orders came from above me.
Now, that feels like that's a relevant piece of info to this conversation, Mr. Living on Borrowed Time. Let's talk about that.
All right. Like I said, the orders came from above me, even above the queen.
Okay, well, the queen is quote unquote ruler of the city, so dot.
Yes, but who rules the queen?
I have no fucking idea. All of your terms are very silly, so I just took it at face value that she ruled this place.
The queen rules in. The Queen Anne only rules the city because Mithras doesn't step in.
And who's Mithras?
Mithras is the actual ruler of the city.
The king?
Yes.
I was hoping he'd say prince. I was waiting for him to say prince.
The technical term that we use is prince of the city, but yes, Mithras is the ruler, the emperor, if you will, of London.
All right. Rigel, does this ring a bell?
Maybe you've heard of Mithras before. Even Nessie talked about Mithras. Remember?
Did Nessie talk about Mithras?
Yes.
Nessie did.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'd forgotten that. That's where we did that whole Devil Comes Down to Georgia in that haunted house in the Loch Ness, right?
Yeah. The Crowley
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah, Neil Young was there.
Close enough.
Right. All right. Who the hell is this Mithras guy?
Mithras is the ruler of the supernatural world on these isles.
Did we learn that Mithras was that Aluf angel?
No, we never figured that out. Okay. So this guy's got a bone to pick with us. That's why the orders came down for you to. Oh shit, Rigel. Damn. Okay, I see what happened here. This fucking guy constantly fucking around with you and your family, drawing unwanted attention to the vampires from the wizards, pissed off this Mithras guy so much. And the fucking Nosferatu, those sewer vampires. Remember, Queen Anne said the sewer vampires were like really pissed off we were living down here and were making up all sorts of lies about how fucking crazy it was until we like showed up. So I guess sewer vampire and this guy pissed off their boss enough that he sent them to us to die. Shit, we just got played. They used us as a cleaning service. Total deniability. We weren't from the vampire community, so he wanted to get rid of these vampires, sends them against us. We clean up for them. We get what? Some votes on their board? That's fucking nothing. He runs the board. Shit, I think we got played.
That would be interesting if that was true.
I mean, like, the alternative, like the less optimistic interpretations of this were these guys are supposed to be testing our defenses like a velociraptor against a electrified screen, which they did, and you got results from it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been broadcasting those results to us.
Yeah, we have. So maybe this is a higher level game than we thought it was. So what, this Mithras guy's like a vampire or like a wizard? He's not both, because we've seen what both looks like.
He's, as far as I know, there's a potential for him to be a vampire from the before times. Well, you keep referencing a little bit of the Bible at me. As far as my research has concluded, there's a possibility that Mithras was embraced before Noah's Ark.
Before the Babylonic flood?
Yes, there's a potential for that.
Shit, he's like some kind of fucking pre-City of Ur Akkadian.
Yes, he's. I believe that in my searches through some old Black Hand tomes, he might have been from the city of Enoch.
Oh, well, that would have been after the flood because Enoch would have come after Uruk.
That's the one. Brendan forgot which
No, no,
one
no,
was
no, no,
first.
Brendan, you're doing fine. And Sadness is a nightmare.
Yeah. That's why I just be like, Uro, that's the first city.
Or were they the
Didn't have anything
Sumerians?
else.
I think the Sumerians came from the flood. Look, Ur the first city. Anastasia just starts talking. Look, Ur the first city was founded after the flood. That's where I think the Sumerians came from because they're the people from the flood. It's where the myth of Atlantis comes from because they came from the great flood and already had knowledge. It wasn't really knowledge though. What they had was demon summoning. So they brought what people thought were technology to the Akkadians and started the city of Ur. But what they really taught them was how to bind demons. What's the earliest demon mankind binds, wizard vampire? Come on, you know this one. You know this off the top of your head. You see it all around you. What's the first demon mankind binds?
Fire.
No,
What?
the house.
Okay.
It's a giant living, breathing entity that if you live in a desert, you have to put ventilation in so it has lungs, it has hot spots, cool spots. It can get sick, it can get plague, it can get leprosy. It's a pack animal. You have to upkeep it or it'll get rotten and collapse on you and kill you. If it catches a sickness, it can pass the sickness onto you and jump species. It's the first demon mankind ever bound. Why do you think there's so many stories of torture in buildings we build? It's not because torture happens in buildings, it's because the buildings go rotten.
Thank you, Jacob Keller.
I know, right? Yeah, I know I stole it from a YouTube video, Peter. I'm aware of where I stole it from.
But not everyone might be aware of it, so
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. They should
Well,
look
now
up.
people can look it up.
Yeah, I'm absolutely stealing it. This is not an original thought. I've incorporated this very rapidly into End of Sadness's weird conspiracy theory backstory. I'm assuming End of Sadness, for listeners, has a bunch of stupid fucking conspiracy theory nonsense jammed in with being able to casually Google stuff over their life.
All right. An interesting thought. I thought you were going to say something like the Morning Star, or that man tamed fire and that was the first demon that we bound. But
No,
fine,
fire.
houses.
Fire seems like a science thing. Like once we were able to start cooking food, it unlocked the caloric potential for our brains to expand and become thinking creatures. So I think that was just science. It wasn't magic.
But yes, the order to assault this area came down from above everyone else, from even above from even above Queen Anne.
Okay. Would Queen Anne have known that?
Not if her, not if Mithras's courier didn't go through her first.
Why do I think we've seen couriers of Mithras around? Why do I feel like that's something we've had our attention drawn to before?
Because numerous people talked about Mithras before.
Okay, good. I'm just sure. Like courier, like someone who speaks for Mithras, like their buddy. Like we've seen people who are buddies like that, right? At Elysium.
Yes.
You've seen a few of them, and also not just at Elysium.
I know. I'm just trying to, and Assassin's trying to connect the dots here.
There was that person that took the painting for Mithras that appeared in Elysium.
Oh, right. You made those bomb ass paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one we gave to the Tremere is going to look great in the skate park.
We had, friend of what's his name? A friend
Rowan?
of Layla that's also talking about Mithras. We had Nessie talking about Mithras.
You mean Rowan, right? Rowan's the one who had the friend that talked about Mithras, right?
No, I mean Layla.
No, Layla
Really?
does.
Seriously?
Layla's ally. I believe.
Sidereal?
Who?
Millie?
You're
The purple-eyed gal?
the. Oh yeah. I've seen her around. Yeah. You should introduce me to her at one point. Okay, so she knows Mithras too.
Not sure if she knows him, but she knows of him.
We should probably talk to her a lot more than we do if she knows about this stuff. And we just found out about some of this stuff, like by shaking down the vampire king here, or clan leader, or whatever you want to call it. Huh?
We should.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe we should do that. All right. What were your orders? What was the order? Was the order like send an army of darkness into the sewers to like kill that guy to spite Rigel, or did you kind of just run with that?
The courier told me that if I did this and succeeded, I could take your place of power for my own and begin conducting my own rituals here.
Oh, asshole. I was going to give this place to the vampire community when I left, which was going to be in a week.
Fiddlesticks!
I would have sold it to you for nothing. I probably wouldn't even have mentioned that you weren't a real wizard that time because I would have been nice at the time. Like, see how furnished this shithole is? We did that. We fully furnished this place and gave it electricity and high-speed internet and services and stockpiles. We made this into a bunker. And we're just going to give it to the vampires to have as a fallback in case the bombs ever dropped again. It has a portal to my hell in the basement where I could have let you guys come on in if things got serious and like
I'm sorry. Wait,
returned to Earth.
Wait. You have a portal to hell?
Yeah.
Are you in league with the Bailey?
Yes, I'm a demon king. Have you not listened to any of the propaganda or any of the cult literature? I'm a literal antichrist. Like, not like George Bush and also Barack Obama. I mean like the actual antichrist. Like, take Christ, put him in the mirror dimension in Star Trek. That's me, the opposite. I'm a savior from hell. I'm a duke of hell. I have my own hell. Like there's a hell for people who get their skin flayed off. There's a hell for people who are rendered alive in their own fat. There's a hell for people with maggots going through them 24/7. And there's my hell that I run as king of it. Did you think it was just...
yes, then
Did
you were in
think
league with the Bailey.
I don't know what... Okay, yeah, I like drinking Irish coffee. Sue me. I'm a little more sympathetic to the Irish than the London people. Gotcha. I like Baileys.
Oh, Baileys. What do Arabs have to do with anything here?
You know, Rigel, I just want to point out with bay leaves, you can actually eat those. Like, yeah, if they're whole, they'll irritate your stomach. But if you break them up enough, it's not that bad about eating them, by the way. They're not that much of a pain in the ass to take out of the food.
Huh.
That's why they have ground and dried bay leaf. Like, it's not poison. Just saying. You know, you might know. You cook. Your parents taught you to cook.
You're also the person that, says that, they're immune to bullets.
Yeah, I wasn't always immune to bullets, Rigel. I had to work up an immunity, okay?
Well, maybe it's the same with bay leaves.
I didn't get a lot of access to bay leaves growing up, so I don't think I would have built up that immunity.
Oh my god, are you all going to keep going on like this? You may as well just kill me then.
Yeah, we're not... Like, yeah, you're going to meet an end, but, like, it's not... Like, we'll get to that part. So, okay, I'm going to assume that you didn't say bay leaf or Bailey's Irish coffee, okay? I'm going to assume you said a word that we should know.
Bailey. B-A-A-L-I.
Bali. That's what you're trying to say. Okay. This fucking jabroni here, right, Rigel?
See, our fancy is from America.
No, I'm from Nova Scotia, you never find out my true accent. But okay, all right. So why are the Bali important? Is it because the word balls in it, like with the double A?
No, they're demon worshippers.
No, I've never met them, and I'm a demon. Oh, wait. Are they demon worshippers like how you're a wizard?
I don't know. I don't really interact with them. They're weird.
Do they kill people and hurt the innocent?
Depends on which one you're talking to.
I don't like not straight answers. Okay, well, are they as a whole a net gain or a net loss for people? For people, do they hurt people? Are they like the snake vampires?
I mean, they're vampires, so they probably hurt people.
Yeah, but it's I'm not really sold on all vampires being bad though. Like vampires seem to be a natural part of the world. I'm not big on exterminating people. That's wrong.
They summon demons.
Yeah, but what's a demon in this context? Do you mean like an old Gnostic servant that's made of like spiritual energy and platonic ideals, or do you mean like an imp from Doom?
Like princes of hell.
Yeah, but that's me, and I'm doing a lot of good down here. So like,
Are you?
I mean, I don't know. Cancer Zero me a lot.
You do have me there.
Just saying, Cancer's kind of a bitch when you have Demon Prince powers.
So anyway, so if I just like wish to be in America, I can just do that. I heard you talk about wish powers.
Oh yeah, had you not chosen this course of action and betrayed me to someone you thought would have killed you, as opposed to someone who will, you would have had access to your entire lifespan's worth of wishes. One free wish every year for as many years as you want.
Fantastic. I wish to be in America.
Yeah, I have to choose to grant him. It's not like a rub a lamp thing.
Damn it! I was
I'm-
hoping you were just a genie.
Yeah,
to
I'm not Genie or Jafar from Aladdin 2, The Return of Jafar. I don't. It's not involuntary. Actually, fun fact: I don't actually share this with people. It's not even wishes. Like, let's say you were at the club, and because you have a shitty personality and you're disgusting, women don't like you. But you think it's because you're short, and you go, "Damn! If I wasn't such a shorty, the women would love me." That's enough for me to trigger the wish side of things and make them tall. And then other stuff kicks off from that. A lot of things kick off from the wishing.
Yep. All right then.
I can just tell. Oh man, Rigel, I can just tell this guy all sorts of shit that no one's ever going to hear about. Damn, dog, we should pull up some seats.
Well, unless his soul is bound to something, then it'll rebound there, and so on and so on.
Yeah, his soul's not going anywhere after where you put it where it's being put. Don't worry about that. That's a solved problem.
Okay then.
Yeah, no. God, when I grant people wishes, it's a huge burden. Like, I have the ability to make them do what I want. They're bound to me, and I never use that side of it because it's scary and wrong. But like, if I didn't have ethics or morals, lordy, this cult. I've been here for like a month, and it's grown to like what? Like, it's been like a couple hundred people now, right? Do we crack 1,000 before the attack?
Could be.
Yeah, like exponential growth, buddy, if I was using this the way it was supposed to be used, but I don't. I tie my hand behind my back to give people a chance.
All right. What if you... I'm trying to find a way for myself to get out of here.
I mean, you'd have to deliver a bigger fish, and like you'd have to do something about murdering those 6 people, because like I gotta go to hell to get them back. Huge pain in the ass. So I don't know. Maybe if you gave up someone bigger than you know,
Okay.
for the cauldron, that would be good.
So, these aren't... I don't know the exact limits of your powers, so how about we run a little experiment then?
Oh, we're listening. Like we just make the motion that we're listening.
Okay. I just want to make sure because it's a podcast, it's audio.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see you nod.
I wish I could do like verbal body language symbols. I'm so good at body language.
Right.
I hand talk constantly.
He's going to look to you and go,
all right then, let's see. I wish to know the identity of all of Mithras's couriers.
Is that like an actual wish he can wish for that I can grant that'll actually work?
That's a good question.
Like it gives him dots. on his character sheet,
Gives him dots.
or it just grants him what he wants as long as it's personal. I feel like knowing something is like within the realms of reason.
He gets contacts 1.
Like, I guess if you want to push it like that, sure. But like, I feel like I feel like in this game, if someone wished like, you know, I guess they wouldn't be lottery numbers. That'd just be wealth. But like, if someone was like, you know, I wish I knew who really killed my father. That's not like a dot on a character sheet anywhere. That's just like you get to know who killed your father, right? That's like a self thing, right? That makes sense.
Something they are currently
Because like it can't all be physical self-improvement, right? There's social improvement, there's mental improvement. There's got to be like knowledge as a form of self-improvement on that docket.
Let's see.
I
am looking it up right now.
And again, having access to like being able to just be like, I'll just have a cultist wish for it seems like it's not what it's meant for.
Yeah.
Then again, Holden keeps saying this shit's super powerful.
This is a 5 dot.
Let's see. The Infernal can grant any of the following: a dot of an attribute, a dot of an ability, a dot of a background, a merit, or she can remove a flaw. No character can have more than one wish granted any time per year. Background.
Well, there is a bagger called Secrets from Werewolf 20 Changing Breed.
We're really reaching into the back.
I mean, it's referenced multiple times in the Exalted vs. World of Darkness thing as something you can take.
Fair enough. Like that sounds legit. I'm not going to look in the Changing Breeds book to read what that does. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Not to.
So it can remove a flaw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So this can go off and it would remove a flaw that he has that has him magically bound to not know the to basically magically like anytime he meets with like a courier of Mithras, he like does not remember them because like it's like a I'm trying to think of the exact way that I phrase this, but basically it makes it so that anyone who's enacting Mithras's will like temporarily gets this flaw.
Oh yeah, all right. I'll burn 5 essence and blow that off of them.
Yeah, basically so that like they can't give up the ghost when people have them in this exact situation.
End of Sadness starts strobing in like radioactive light, then it kicks up to that infernal green, and then it kicks up into their silver, and womp womp womp, Godzilla breath weapon style sounds. Wish granted.
He just kind of like sinks to the ground in the go-go dancer cage, and like glitter is getting more on his vampire cape, and he's just like holding his head as like he is like suddenly getting like memories infused back into his brain, and he's just kind of like, oh God, it's been so long. Oh, all right.
Huh. You know what? Granting this wish, breaking reality, and undoing all this stuff just gave me a wicked idea. Huh. Yeah, okay. Continue with what you were saying. I just got an idea here.
I can give you the names of all of the Mithras couriers that I've met over the years.
Yeah, you should do it on that tablet, and you shouldn't hold any back because I found an alternative to killing you right now.
Fantastic.
He writes down a bunch of names and contact information that you can view later.
Perfect.
Or immediately, however you want to do it.
Yeah, it gets uploaded. The Spare 7 network will take care of this.
Okay. There is obviously only one person that the Despair 7 network will not be able to track, and that is the Sidereal.
Yeah.
Because arcane.
Yeah. All right. You know what, Rigel? I found a solution that's gonna work for this guy. I found a solution.
Is it task him with retrieving the souls from the hells?
Damn, you're so much smarter than me. Yeah.
What was your solution?
No, that was it. That was the solution. You got it. You nailed it.
Perfect.
Cool. I'm going to grab some metal off the ground and use my infernal crafting to make a few quick parts. And then I'm going to walk up to this dude and start using that medicine charm on him that lets me make bakemono.
Okay.
Okay. All I'm really going to do is I'm going to ram a spark plug whose end cap I've sealed off to look like the symbol of to flatten, so it looks like the symbol of end of sadness, which is I keep saying like a hexagon. It's an octagon. It's an octagon with the despair with the symbol of Typhon in the middle, like a cast mark, like a alchemical soul gem. So I'll take a spark plug, I'll smooth off the broad side of it, I'll put that symbol into there, I'll grab a bunch of other tech a phone, smartphone technology, that stuff, and I'll just hammer that into his forehead so he has my cast symbol in his forehead, and I'll ram the phone in so he has a demon-possessed phone in his brain now. And I'll be like, your Geas, like Cain was cursed to walk the earth, is to get those souls of my worshippers out of hell and return them to the hell of other people, my domain.
And when I'm done?
Well, here's the deal. If you don't do that, your soul immediately goes to the hell of other people, into the cauldron that I've referenced obliquely a few times. It's where I melt you down and feed you to my demon soul. And if you do pull it off, which is going to be a pretty tall order for you, you're barely a wizard, man, you're just cut loose.
Deal.
Oh, no. I've already done it. It's happening. You're on the clock now. If at any moment you stray or start not to or refuse or anything, immediately go to hell. You get that information. It's in your head now.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So when they
this
get
is horrible.
Because I have keys to the kingdom, I control what hell they go to. So they get a brief rundown of all the hells, like the 1,000 or whatever hells. The one they are going to go to is the hell of other people, which is just Morpheus showing Neo from the Matrix what the machine Matrix looks like the pods and stuff, and the lightning and the monsters and the nightmares and everyone stacked up on top of each other. And this is the human race forever in a sunless void. That's not where they're going. They're going to the punishment side of things, where there's a cauldron that feeds despair, that feeds the infernal exaltation, basically, that feeds the Viator in Despair 7.
All right. Yes. Let me out of this infernal glitter-covered cage, and I will go find these souls.
Buddy, you don't go to many sex clubs, do you? It's a go-go cage. The bars are made of rubber.
He
No lady's going to dance in this cage. If it's a metal cage, that's going to hurt them. No, that's awful. No one wants that.
Weird. I thought that I had seen something like this on one of those old time television shows that had the old cackling puppet in it.
Cackling puppet in a cage? I don't get that reference, and I get a lot of references.
Is it
No, it's a reference to a Tales from the Crypt episode that I saw years and years ago.
Yeah, file not found. Yeah. All right. Well, you've been branded by me, and you're all Cain-enabled up. So, out of my sight.
All right. I think that I know a guy who can find some souls on the other side. I've got to go to Italy, though.
Yeah. Clock's ticking. 364.
Damn, you're right. It's not a leap year.
Yeah.
And he's going to go off and go meet with some of his Giovanni contacts and do his best.
So I converted him into a Bakemono. And there's a specific type of Bakemono that vampires turn into. All their limbs fall off and they turn into a giant earthworm that just hungers for blood eventually.
Oh god, he's gonna get to Italy and just be losing limbs.
No,
so what I did was I took a vampire that was fairly powerful. I imbued them with a bane, a very specific bane that's going to eventually lock itself into there and turn him into a supernatural Fomori, which makes him a more powerful type of supernatural, including all his vampire shit. And then when he fails to do the task, he'll go straight to hell and fuel my furnace.
Yeah, but do you withhold the Bakemono negative things because he's working for you now?
There's not a lot I can do to stop him from turning. No, Peter. It's the transformation into the Fomori he turns into. It's not like this is the punishment. That's the state of Fomori he becomes.
Okay.
Like, maybe it's supposed to allow Vampire Femore to act the way that you're saying. Like, it might work that way. And if it does, that just means as soon as he's done, and as soon as the curse is done, I withdraw him working for me, and he just falls apart into a monster.
I mean, it could be that.
I mean, either way, right?
Because, yeah, I think it's like meant to be, someone that's like,
We should ask Holden. That's a Holden question.
Yeah.
It's a future us problem.
Basically, if I'm able to get those souls out of hell before he does, I'll just withdraw that, and he'll immediately fail at his task and go straight to hell.
Either or.
Right? It works out for us either way.
Okay, so he's going to get to work on that task. Did you want to look at the tablet first, or did you want to?
We'll upload that information, and we'll just categorize it. And Despair 7's already like grabbing names, photos, Facebooks, that kind of shit.
Okay.
Well,
there's.
We could do you want to tell us about it now?
Oh yeah. I wanted to tell you guys about it now. So obviously it has the stuff that he wrote down. Like obviously there's a section for Millie, and the only thing that shows up is just purple. Like you can read it, but eventually Despair 7's going to basically it's going to get auto redacted to just saying purple, and that's the only thing that will come up.
Who the hell is that?
There are 3 others. There is, from the vampire, the vampire contact. There is Pleasance Thorpe. That's the Toreador that really, really liked hanging around with either Layla or End of Sadness.
Demon groupie, right? I remember that one.
For the local awakened mages, there's Teddy, the computer wizard,
the guy who ran the computer in the museum.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
And then for something called Garu, there's a girl named Lydia who shows up as a well-to-do businesswoman who works in one of the skyscrapers.
Huh. I don't think we know that one.
A good thing it's not the other werewolf we have here that doesn't seem to be a businesswoman.
Right. Yeah, let's check that werewolf out. We'll follow up on these leads. Like, we can, but I guess it's werewolf time. So, Rigel, I feel like
pause first because we've been going for an hour.
Yeah. I just feel like the go-go cage is going to be insufficient for this.
We'll need to upgrade to a better go-go cage.
Yeah.
Made of silver or some shit.
A go cage.
Oh man, made of silver, that'd be pretty good.
Okay, and pausing.
And we're back. You got it, Pete.
All right.
So, we got to do the werewolf next, right?
Yep.
Can we probably not use the go-go cage for that one? Feels weird that I just chewed out the not a wizard vampire over the go-go cage thing. Then we're going to use the go-go cage.
So what would you like to use instead?
Maybe like a cylinder made out of silver chain link?
I guess we could whip that up quickly.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I have a feeling we could do that fast. I think we got this.
I have a feeling that with craft charms we can do anything.
Yeah, craft charms and unlimited money.
Supernal craftsman needs no tools. Let's do some rolling machine. Woo!
Right. So yeah, we'll knock out a different imprisonment system for the werewolf that isn't like a go-go cage.
You whip up a different imprisonment system that is not in fact a go-go cage.
It just seems rude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess, Rigel, this is your show. You got your wands ready, right? In case the werewolf is actually a problem, right?
I've got my wand ready.
Okay.
So we poop her back into reality.
If I recall, she got booped out of reality when when she was still holding on to End of Sadness.
Yeah.
So she comes back in with like gigantic muscly claw arm, like extended, like it's trying to hold on to something that isn't there anymore. And there's like this loud snarl that kind of like finally comes back in as the stasis stops, and she's like, "What?" And she looks around confused and immediately like sees you guys and starts to go after you.
All right, Rigel, it's happening.
Time to use the fuck off wand again.
You might want to. I don't know. It's a werewolf. As far as I understand, they have like out of game. They have like a rage thing. So I don't know if we can even talk to this person.
She's going to go and go to grab at the silver cage that you guys have made, and then like is going to like get burned by it, and is going to like back off and stare at you all. And then the war formed werewolf is going to sit down cross-legged and then kind of like slowly transform back into a normal person.
Thank God.
What stands before you is a young woman, sitting before you is basically a young woman in like basically just like her underwear, just like very modest everything. And
oh yeah, okay. I thought of this because werewolf movies will throw her a pair of clothes that are basically an '80s power suit, like Elaine would wear.
She looks to it and nods and just goes, "Appreciate it." She
We'll just wait in silence, averting our eyes a little.
"Oh, you both are very gentlemanly like. So then." And she like slips on the pants and the suit and stands up and crosses her arms. Can she get a good look at End of Sadness?
Yes. The lighting is dramatic.
Hard not to recognize that stench.
Probably.
Yeah, remember that flaw I have?
Yeah.
Those several flaws I have?
She just kind of like looks at you and goes, "Huh. Well then, fancy seeing you here a year later."
A year later. Oh, you're that really judgy woman from the bar.
Yeah, where's Antlers at?
We sent him home, because of the murder.
Oh, that's a shame.
Why are you working with a bunch of vampires to kill a bunch of innocent people who live on the poverty line in the sewer? That doesn't seem very cash money. It doesn't seem very Irish of you.
No, it doesn't seem very any of that. Unfortunately, I got tipped off that this place had a bunch of worm taint in it, so went to come and investigate, and I just happened to find a cult fighting a bunch of leeches, so I figured I'd join in the fray.
Wait, can we fact check that, Rigel? Like, did you literally just stumble into the conflict and just took a side? You weren't like premeditatedly involved?
Well, we can check the recordings of her coming, I guess, separately from everybody else.
I guess, yeah. All right, Despair 7. Do that now.
She came in from a separate entrance from everyone else.
Well, how about that? Huh. So, like, you legit just don't. You just weren't part of the vampire politic thing?
No, I hate those damn leeches.
Oh, okay. All that footage of Rigel like murdering them, like to the man in seconds. We'll just shut that off and put the AccuWeather forecast on.
Oh,
yeah, that's
no. You can keep that on. I'd love to show that to my pack mates.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't have the effect we thought it would. All
Oh
right. Yeah.
no,
Sure. No. Keep it running. I guess.
very impressive stuff you got going on there.
Yeah. That was like all Rigel. He kind of showed up and put the
Oh,
law down.
well then, thank you very much, Rigel. If I could make a little suggestion, because I assume that you're the one who stopped me and moved me.
Oh, thank God. Right.
Yep.
It's not very comfortable.
Well, that's what we stop time, so it wouldn't take too long from your perspective.
Oh God. Yeah. From your perspective, you already met us. We just did.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? I saw you all like a year ago. You threw
Yeah. Didn't I
one of
say?
those.
Didn't I say it was time travel based? Like, did I mention time travel when I sent you that phone call? I don't remember. It's been
Uh,
5 minutes, but I've
you
forgotten
know,
already.
you know what? I think that you might have.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
shit.
I have what
I
pediatricians today call ADD. Sometimes I forget things real fast.
can I be honest with you? I thought you were one of the crazy one of the crazy kinfolk that can bend the world around themselves.
What's a kinfolk?
Oh, it's like a human, but they got a little bit of magic in them.
Okay.
Usually they've got some kind of like usually they're descended from us.
And you
So they
are not a
uh
leprechaun, but
I am most certainly not a leprechaun. I am a we're called guru. We're
hey, we just learned that word.
oh, fantastic. Who taught you?
Yeah, we were torturing a vampire earlier, and we just picked up that word from him. Cool. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a gowru, or whatever, like that word serving
Mhm.
some guy here in town called Mithras.
Hmm. Fancy that. He seems to be up and about and doing a bunch of things.
Look over at Rigel. How much how do we want to play this hand, Rigel?
I want to play straight. What do you know about Lydia?
Okay, yeah.
What do I know about Lydia? Who told you my name?
Wait, you're Lydia?
Yeah, I'm the
Lydia
only.
that hangs out with Mithras in suits in London.
Hmm.
Oh, we thought you
I'm
were.
one of it.
I
I'm one
thought
of his couriers.
we thought you were a third party. How did you know to come into the sewers? Who gave you the tip off? Was it Mithras?
It was the lady who's higher up than me in our little club.
Is that lady a vampire?
She most certainly is not.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Have you done anything to piss Mithras off? We have a
Not to
working
my. Actually, possibly. Yeah, maybe.
our working theory is Mithras is using us as a cleanup for his servants he doesn't like anymore. That's why he keeps sending gestures to the screens for them to die here.
Mm,
Uh,
that would do that. You all did seem very effective. Yeah, no, I he wanted some of my packmates silenced. I offered a vacation to the Americas and he didn't seem to think that was such a good idea. So I told him to fuck off
silenced from what?
uh, from living.
Oh, murdered. Okay. When you say
Yeah.
silence, I'm assuming like a bunch of bills in an envelope.
Oh, no, 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 no. If he
Yeah, yeah.
wanted that, not exact. I'll let you know this real quick.
I'm just assuming werewolves can't be bought, so he went to you to do it.
You pick up very quickly on this.
Yeah, okay. Hey, just not to segue completely, you don't happen to work for Endron Global Mining, do you?
There is an audible growl from her as that you mentioned. And fucking
Interesting.
Pentex bastards.
Yeah, I know they're subsidiary of that company. Is that relevant? Is that something I should be aware
Worm-tainted
of?
assholes.
What's a worm? Like the last vampire we talked to thought it was earthworms, and again, he wasn't really that great at this, so we're assuming that there's a translation error we're not hitting on here. You
She
called me that
gives.
too. You said I was a creature of the worm.
Yes, well,
You are.
I am. No, like, I figure. I'm going to trust your instinct on that, but what the fuck does that mean?
It means that you're a creature of entropy and destruction and are trying to eat the world from the inside out.
Yeah, no, that tracks. That tracks a lot with my experiences. Okay, all right. So, wait, there's more than me?
There are many more worm-tainted creatures than you. You just reek of it.
Interesting. Are they... I don't want to say as strong, but are they as severe?
As you?
Yeah, is there like a grading system? Where do I stand on the grading system you're aware of?
I don't think that I've ever fought anything as strong as you before, but I have heard of heroes of the past who have fought things like you.
Go to Rigel. I mean, this tracks with the I don't know. This sort of tracks with the Antichrist thing, right? Like even she knows about me. Yeah, I'm gonna onboard you real quick here. I did nothing to deserve this power, and then I got it, and now I get to use it however I want, and there doesn't seem to ever be any downside for it, like at all. Like you'd think there'd be a downside. You think there'd be a monkey's paw or another shoe, but that always falls on someone else, it looks like. So I've just been having a blast with it.
If I could be completely honest with you for a moment, that seems incredibly odd.
Yeah, right? You'd think that power corrupts and like wicked, evil power would erode the very nature of the human soul and what makes us a person, but it's just not doing that. Everything's coming up roses for me.
Maybe you're something special, something new?
Well, we have a friend called Layla. You might have heard of her. She's like a famous musician around these
Yes,
parts.
I watched her and her band Unlawful Carnal X perform about a year ago.
I know, right? So fucking sick, right?
Right.
But she's like the same thing I am. So can't be that rare, right?
You definitely smell worse than her. Not in like the you haven't showered kind of way, but in the like worm taint kind of way.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down on that front there. Layla didn't seem to get kind of Layla didn't seem to get all of what I got. Not power wise, just changes. End of Sentence voice auto tunes, by the way, just to remind people that.
Mm-hmm. She is giving you some. You would think that as a werewolf, from what little that you know about werewolves and them being like creatures that tend to stick to like wooded areas, like that she might be a little bit weirded out by that. She's not.
Werewolf
So,
of London.
yes, something like that. So, if you could, how long? You said it's been about 5 minutes for me, but a couple hours for you all because of the time travel that you told me about a year ago, right?
Yeah. We just got back from that actually. We were in the middle of a so before you attacked, we were about to get into the middle of a time travel adventure. Then we had to do the attack. Then we did the time travel adventure because it's time travel. It's not going to take any time. And now we're back to cover this shit.
Oh, I see. And then the rage that I was in while that I was transformed probably stopped me from recognizing you as someone that I've met before, as opposed to
Plus,
just a creature of the worm.
Plus, I was in my power suit, like my skin. That's a skin of a demon I wear that makes me a Power Ranger. Probably would have obscured my identity pretty hard.
That would explain why I didn't recognize you. You know, if I recognized you, I would have stopped immediately and turned on the vampires for you.
Oh, yeah. Also, you don't have to butter me up. You do have an IOU on your phone. I remember giving that to you.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, since we're having a nice conversation,
just be upfront.
Could I maybe use that IOU to get out of whatever murder, death, kill that you're going to try and perform on me?
Well, you didn't kill any of my cultists. And that's actually a pretty good mark in your favor. Like, there were some snake vampires selling heroin using my symbol, and we killed all of them. And then a, air quotes, wizard vampire and a sewer vampire invaded like an hour ago, and they killed 6 of my cultists. So we wiped out both of their factions and took control of both of their votes on the vampire board. But you kind of just walked in and got into a fight with me, and like as far as I know, Layla hits me all the time, and I never retaliate. So there's precedent here, right, Rigel?
Yeah, sure.
Right? There's precedent.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, like, I think the IOU means we don't have to, like, boil you in a cauldron until you're rendered down to your composite sins to feed the Doomsday Engine thing. I think we could skip that, to be honest. You haven't sold, like, one heroin, right?
She thinks about it. Not to anyone who
Not to
wasn't like,
kids.
no, not to kids,
Not
of
to
course not.
kids.
No.
Adults is fine. People like
Adult,
heroin.
yeah, no, just to people who actually wanted heroin. Not,
All
I
right.
didn't get the kids hooked on it,
All
but
right.
it is a legitimate trade that happens in the world. You know,
All right.
some people just like drugs.
We can dispense with the murder then, but you're gonna stay in the cage for a bit until we're like just a little more confident this isn't like a ruse. I know you're probably not lying, but like, it's been a long night. Just to say.
Oh yes, yes, I totally
Let's just,
understand.
I'm just gonna I telekinesis the fucking crucible full of boiling silver that was hooked up to a reinforced sprinkler system that would just sprinkler down into the cage if things went bad, and I'll just put that to the side and just cover it.
We get turn off this strobe lights, turn on the normal light, and realize how ugly this place is.
No, don't do that. You'll realize how ugly this place is. Don't turn off the ambience lights. You don't want that. You don't want to see what's on the ground in the light, in the cold, naked light of the day. Yeah, it's a sewer. Like, kids party down here. It's a nightmare.
So like I totally appreciate the ambience here, but like, is this like the 5th time I've heard Darude Sandstorm?
Despair 7, randomized playlist, quote, open bracket, music, end bracket, genre EDM. It's not real music.
No, I see.
So we'll just put on some mixed tracks.
Oh, well, this is a little bit more relaxing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So, what is the worm? Like, it's bad.
Sure. It's an all-consuming entity that lives at the heart of the world that is trying to destroy the world by eating it.
Is that literal heart of the world?
Yes.
Oh, huh. Well, that's interesting because Rigel and I, Rigel, that was like the center, right, where we were.
No, we're in the Hollow Earth, which is a separate spiritual realm.
Wait, the Hollow Earth isn't in the center of the planet. It's just like another dimension.
Yes, it's kind of complicated. There are like many other worlds.
What? Well, that means it's not like the Hollow Earth. That just means it's like a D&D dimension. We went to cave dimension. That makes it a little less special. It's like learning that aliens aren't real, Rigel. It just takes a little bit of the magic out of life.
Well, if we only knew of one, then this may be special, but, there are many.
Oh, okay. All right. So center of the Earth, there's a monster trying to eat the world out from the inside out, and you call it the worm.
Yes.
All right.
It was originally a fairly, I wouldn't say benign entity, but essentially all of the creative things that should I explain the whole cosmology of the world to you, or
I'll look over to Rigel. Do you know their cosmology, Rigel?
I know of some cosmologies, so I think we're pretty much covered.
We are pretty much covered. I do need a bit of a crash course, just a little. Not a full one, just enough,
Oh, okay.
Why do werewolves hunt worms? I don't know. You got to kind of pitch your premise to us, Lydia. We just don't know what's happening here.
All right then. Well, you see, in the beginning there was the worm, the weaver, and the wild. The wild is untapped creative potential that just kind of makes things. The weaver makes things out of the creative potential and binds them into place, and then the worm was originally the thing that destroyed it and returned it back to the wild. It's a great big cycle. Well, eventually the worm got, some say upset, others say went insane. We're not exactly too sure. Suffice to say, the worm broke the Trinity and is now on the path of utter destruction instead of controlled destruction.
Okay. How do werewolves fit into that?
We fight the worm at every opportunity that arises. Things like pollution and radiation, and well, maybe not all forms of radiation, but you understand, like Chernobyl,
Yeah.
like huge worm food, but just like
MRI machines being dumped in a public landfill kind of deal, right?
right, but just like plutonium existing on its own or uranium existing on its own, like that
Bananas.
that that yeah, like that's just natural. We're not going to hunt the sun, even though it's like a big ball of radiation in space. Like
Right.
that's natural.
Okay.
Uh,
But why
Also,
wolves?
I mean, it's not all wolves.
Seriously? There's like
Oh yes,
cats,
yes,
snakes,
I believe so.
alligators.
There might be some in Louisiana.
Cats?
I think you already said cats.
All right, you've convinced me. There's other were creatures. All right. So it's not just wolves. I was going to get real hung up on that if it was just wolves.
Oh yes, there are absolutely werecats. Have you ever heard of the legend of Big Cat?
Wait, is Big Cat just like a person?
Yeah, it's this guy that I know named Jim.
Oh God! Wait, is a Loch Ness monster like anyone you know?
I'm sorry, the Loch Ness monster is real?
Yeah, we rode her a little while back, and I just want to make sure I don't have any awkward introductions to make here in London.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, good to know. All right. Why do you fight the monster things? I don't like why you guys? Like what's like I get vampires. Vampires have to feed on people, so they hang out around people and make sure people don't all fall the fuck over because they need people to live. That makes sense to me. Wizards are wizards. You don't really need to explain them. They're going to poke around and fuck around to find out. That's just the history of wizards. Sure. I can get that. I'm just not clear on the werewolf side of things here. So you get bit by a wolf, you turn into
Oh,
a were
no,
monster,
already
and now
off.
you're Greenpeace.
Nope, you're off to the wrong start there.
Okay.
You do not. If I were to bite you,
Uh-huh.
you would not turn into a werewolf. If I were to bite anyone, they would not turn into a werewolf. They would just have a big fucking bite.
Okay. All right.
It's something that you're born into.
Okay. All right. There's a bunch of other things that could be the werewolf myth. That makes sense. That's fine. Sure.
Mm-hmm. That people who have the blood of the Garu or other changing breeds in them, we call them kinfolk. They sometimes intermingle with people.
Okay. All right. So like people thinking that werewolves is communicable is just people mistaking a vampire for it. Because I know there are wolf vampires.
Yes, there are.
Okay. All right. That makes sense to me, I guess. But why Greenpeace?
That's a harder question to answer than I could really give you.
Just accepted on faith that werewolves fight pollution.
Werewolves, we fight for Gaia, the spirit of the world.
And she's not part of that trinity of anthropomorphized things about the universe? She's like a fourth thing, like her own thing?
Yes,
Okay.
she's the spirit of the world. I, Brendan, am kind of forgetting my werewolf lore.
Yeah,
so
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows this fucking bullshit? We just need Lydia's point of view on it.
Listen, I remembered vampire and mage pretty well, but
Yeah,
but
we've
werewolf
carried
kind of
ourselves.
gets away from me.
Okay, all right. So werewolves fight for the user, and okay, well, you guys sound like heroes.
Yes, well, we are, except for the part where that worm-tainted humans exist who would rather
pollute the earth and harvest all of the good things that come from it. The place that you set up your base with all this power and everything that courses through it.
Yeah.
This is one of the most powerful natural cairns that I had ever been near.
Huh. Interesting. Do you think it has anything to do with the gateway to hell?
I'm sorry, the what?
I've set up a gateway to hell, to my hell, because I'm not used to this worm stuff. I don't quite get it, but if you want the Catholic POV, I'm a Duke of Hell, and I have access to a hell that I rule, that my worshippers get to go to as like a paradise.
Honestly, if
Maybe that's
your
what you're detecting.
that might be it. Honestly, if your friend hadn't already put me into a weird time lock and I didn't know that you all had gone back in time, because you look exactly the same as like a year ago. Like
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, like it's for us, it's been like a couple hours at most.
If I didn't recognize that, I would say that you're all a bunch of liars and are worm tainted, but something is clearly up here.
All right. Huh. So why would Endron in America have a werewolf working for it if you guys are superheroes? I assumed you were that werewolf here to finish the job. My nemesis.
There are a few werewolves who do not. There once was a tribe of good werewolves, very good people. And they found the deepest, darkest pit to hells and the worm. And they went down to fight it. And they came back wrong.
Huh. Why would they work for a mining company?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not one of them.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't a global conspiracy.
Oh,
maybe that was just a turn.
You said Endron, which works for Pentex, which is absolutely the enemy of people.
Yeah, it's a big corporation. We know that. Like that's a little base level here. Like
No, like it's bigger than that.
In what way?
Like every single one of them is worm tainted. Almost every thing that they put out is worm tainted. I've done my best at my day job trying to fight for certain regulatory enforcements to make sure that their products cannot pass certification within the states, or not within the states, within the UK.
Within the EU, if Brexit hadn't happened.
Sorry, yep, that one too.
But Brexit did happen, I think.
I believe they did, yes.
Okay. Huh. Wait, so you're saying that everyone is of the worm, right? In Endron, in Pentex, in this company.
Yes, they may not know it, and it may be minor, but
if someone's working with a werewolf, they probably know, right? Like you can't really cover that.
Yes.
Why would a werewolf who works for Endron hunt me if I'm such a big deal, according to you?
How long have they been hunting you?
I haven't seen them since I left the States, and that was a couple months ago.
And when did you start getting these worm powers?
A couple months ago when I killed all of their guys.
That might have been when they stopped hunting you.
Wait, so if they recognize that was some sort of all-consuming evil set upon the earth, they might just be like, not our problem with it?
They might actually just be watching you and be very cool with what you're doing.
Okay, well, that solves that mystery then. Maybe I don't have a nemesis hunting me across the globe. Huh. Damn, I thought I had a nemesis. It was just a miscommunication. Rigel, we feeling pretty good about this one?
Yeah, I think
All
we
right,
got all the answers.
we'll open the cage. You want to? Let's walk and talk. We should walk and talk this, okay? Let's walk and talk.
All
This.
right.
So
All right,
who
we'll
was
get her out of
that
the cage.
higher
I
up
gotta.
we're talking about?
Not what's what?
She mentioned someone higher up in the Mithras chain of command.
Yeah. Give us the lowdown on that because we're trying to figure out the fallout of this right now. We're trying to ascertain what the fuck's going on in this town because this town's a goddamn mess.
Agent Purple up on the higher chain of command gave me the order since that Mr. Parker's been compromised.
So some agent codenamed Purple came after you because Layla started having fun with Andrew Parker, her nemesis.
Yes.
Damn, we got to find who this agent is, Rigel. They might be the next step in the chain.
Sure, yes. We'll find this agent. I have a good feeling about that.
All right, you usually have pretty good instinct about this. I'll follow your lead on that one. Okay, Lydia. Here's the dealio. Could you not interfere with like what I'm doing here in my cult? Can I just trust you on that one that you're not going to do that again?
So long as you don't start working for Endron and the like, as long as you don't start working for Pentex, and keep your things a little bit more. Could you maybe put in a little bit more regulatory work and making sure that none of this radiation and stuff like leaks out into the water?
I mean, I didn't even set up a nuclear reactor in this place. I'm just stealing power from like private energy grids.
That's fair. I'm just making sure that you like.
Also, I would be worried about water pollution, but every time I bring up that river you have, the James or whatever, Layla says it's already completely fucking polluted. I feel like the James is a lost cause.
The James is a river over across the pond in Virginia. You're thinking of the Thames.
Is that how that word's pronounced? All right.
I believe so.
I thought TH was a J. My bad. Yeah, just tell your people to not ever fuck with the cult of Typhon. Because it's going to be a big mess if they do, and we should probably just avoid that. Especially if you're like Greenpeace. I like Greenpeace. I like eco-terrorism. I think that's radical. Do you want some drones and money for it, or like some pipe bombs? I could supply you.
I'll look into it. If you want to give me your, well, actually, no, you've already given me your contact information.
You got the contact info and stuff. Yeah, no, I'm all for just like blowing up mining camps or shutting down oil fields. That's great. We should be doing that for sure.
Yes. Well, would you like to come along on one of those missions? I'm sure that we could use a helping hand from someone like you, and it would actually help some of the
PR
more rage-fueled members of my group. Less likely to just start attacking random people that are infected with Banes.
As we're walking and talking, like, is Lydia pointing out the Bakemono in the cult?
Yeah. She's just like those. That's a little weird.
Yeah, well, that guy had like a spine thing, so I replaced his spine and his heart and some of his brain. Like, you can't get around that when you do the work I do. Sometimes, no matter what, you're gonna have to pop that heart out. It just can't stay in.
I see.
Yeah, it just you can't get around it. I once tried to give someone a like fix their hearing or whatever because they had like shell tinnitus or whatever. Fucking found my way working around their heart again. I can't avoid it. It's just how this shit works.
Well, you know what they say: home is where the heart is.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, sure, fine. We could definitely tag along on one of your eco-terrorism missions to fight against pollution. That sounds fun. I might be in a bit of a clutch right now. I'm currently researching how to get the people that died in here out of hell, and that's going to be like a whole other thing. And we're also prepping the Ark. So I'm going to be doing that for the next couple of weeks, getting people out of this dimension to, the afterlife. So, but once my schedule is clear, yeah, we could talk about that. I might do pop-ins, holiday pop-ins.
Sounds good. Which one's your favorite holiday? I'll make sure to hit you up on that.
I just like all holidays, like President's Day, Arbor Day, Valentine's, Easter's, Christmas, other holidays I don't know because I'm not part of those cultures. I just like holidays, just an excuse to make a card.
Sounds good then. I'll make sure to keep anytime that a holiday rolls around, I'll maybe give you a ring and see if you want in on a job.
Perfectly amicable. We'll reach out to you too for just any more info about this because you're much more straightforward than the vampires are. Gotta say.
Well, I haven't had centuries to find a way to explore all the way up my own ass.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I'll just tap her phone. We put some videos on there. You're gonna like. The guy that we were interrogating before was a real Cobra Commander about it. It was great.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the way out. We're just doing cleanup here, and yeah, just tell the werewolves to stay away from the cult of Typhon. It's for the best. Alternatively, if you see someone in the cult of Typhon being like arrested or being hurt or something, and you spirit and save them, real great way to get a favor. I grant wishes. Do you like wishes?
I find that they're a double-edged sword.
No, they definitely are. There's definitely a downside to being granted a wish, duh. But like the wishes I grant are actually pretty soft. Like the results are great. The downsides, super soft downsides. I'm not now though. I'm busy. Like I can't grant. I'm just telling you that wishes exist, and if you guys are nice to us, I'll grant wishes.
Understood. I will let my guys know.
Yeah, like that's what half the cult runs off of here. When I can't fix something for the cult, I put the machinery in them. Everything else is just wishes. That woman there, she's a teacher. She lost her arm in a driving accident. She wished for it back. It's just back now. That was Honey, right, Miss Honey?
Yep.
Yeah. I just wave.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. Well, goodbye.
Yes, nice meeting you both. I hope that we don't run into each other on the field of battle again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good vibes, good praxis. Yeah. So Rigel, those interrogations didn't go how I thought they would. They went very different. I didn't really have a game plan. Did you get everything you were looking for out of them?
Well, I think we got everything we need. You got some boon from that vampire or whatever else you wanted there, I guess. And
yeah, I wouldn't worry about that vampire too much. I'll probably still need your help to get those people out of hell. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, we could definitely look into that.
What are we going to tell Rowan and Layla about the? A lot of people we know seem to be working against us, kind of thing. That was unexpected.
Definitely have to have a chat with them about what to do next, and so on. And
yeah, what's our game plan here if the ruler of this city is trying to do us dirty?
maybe go talk to them. Maybe charge them fees for the disposal.
I like the way you think.
And cut.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. And I was Devin.
Brendan.
Happy?
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.
This game is a collaboration between A Pair of Dice Lost and sponsored by Nobody Podcasts. You can find us at apairofdicelost.podbean.com and sponsored by nobody.podbean.com. You can find Exalted vs. World of Darkness over at holdenshearer.wordpress.com.